We were gonna. Ayo, what's up with it? Apparently, we're live. This is MIOM 3x5, kind of a half-week episode. Oh yeah, we're live. I just got the text message. Joe Guy wanted to do this. What are we talking about, Joe Guy?
Well, I figure that there's a lot of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff.
There really is a lot of stuff going on. And
A lot of stuff.
probably nobody would be available next week, with it being between Christmas and New Year's.
The holidays, as we refer to them on the West Coast.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to. So I try to organize like a movie hop with friends and stuff, and like these people are going out of town, these people are coming back in town. It's impossible this time of year, and it's not even Christmas time yet. Imagine Christmas and New Year's just be a mess. It'll be Mango trying to get in the call and not being able to, except times 5 with everybody with their schedules.
Except times 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is he actually not going on? He typed in the chat, "R.I.P. Mango. Go on without me."
I tried. tried.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, yeah, we figured that you guys have missed us so much over the holidays that we wanted to do the farewell 2013 show. I guess this is like the 2013 year in review. Joe Guy, give me a sneak peek of what that's gonna look like.
I worked on it on the way to Kings of Cali on the plane on my iPad.
Amazing. You are so committed.
No, I'm not even close to finishing. I'm not gonna meet the Sunday deadline that I set for myself.
No.
It's probably gonna be closer to New Year's before I get it out.
All right.
Just because not even the writing is done, and you have to factor in like getting the photos in there and just formatting it, and that always takes. You think it'll take a couple hours? It takes like.
No, man, I think it's gonna take a day at least.
That takes like a day, a good day or two. So, but I mean, it's been a freaking amazing year. I don't think I should just be rushing something like that out, especially when we have enough content already. Shoutouts to Tafokins, right? He's been putting in so much work with the SSBM rank.
61st.
Unranked.
Overrated.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
Woo!
Nobody remembers 5th place Genesis.
Nobody remembers.
That's because it didn't happen.
Oh.
Wow.
That's 'cause
Dude,
it's 5th place.
screw you guys for adding
you-
6th.
Yeah, you got 6th place.
Like your tournament special or something. Genesis is like any other tournament. I got 5th place.
I don't think so, dude. And
I
I
think-
think we single-handedly pretty much, lifted out Melee and brought it back to its original status in 2009.
Damn,
a
shots
year
fired.
living through a year of Brawl, and Melee rises from the ashes. That's what Genesis was.
Genesis was me getting 5th. Second team. Free trip to the West Coast.
Okay.
Oh, did I get in?
Is that
Oh,
a mango? Is that a mango sighting?
Oh, snap.
I remember playing this guy in winter semis at Genesis. Remember that,
I
Mango?
can't believe you got to winner
Yeah.
semis
Hold
at
on.
Genesis.
How did Scar? Okay, how did they let Scar get to winner
what kind
semis?
of brackets?
Dude, somebody just linked to me versus Taj.
That's the like
That
crappy
on-
quality video where you only see like one combo.
One
Yeah.
combo.
Oh no, is that the one where
It's a
there's
pretty
just the
combo.
5 seconds at the
A
end?
5-second video.
Oh, did you
video's
use
so
did you
funny.
use every aerial or something like that, or am I completely remembering?
No, it's just like 4 up airs and a knee, and that's
I
the
did
entire video.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of a different video, but yeah, that's the one where Taj DI's in 4 straight times, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, I tasted the wrong thing. How do I get rid of it? No.
So JB recorded some of those videos, which ended up being like
God damn.
ass-tastic quality, and he lost a couple of them, including Dark Rain vs. Lamb Chops, which apparently, according to witnesses, was the most brutal destruction Falcon vs. Falco that they've ever seen. So that's really unfortunate. Darkrain, who has like 100 posts on Smashboards, was compelled to point out that he was very furious about the video being lost in the Genesis results thread.
I'm changing my stream key.
That's how
I don't know
good
if
it apparently was.
Dude, it was not that good. I was sitting right there.
What? Okay, no. We can't.
I'll tell you the story of Darkrain versus Lamb Chops if you want to hear it.
Sure.
You want to sit by the fire with Uncle Scar, hear a Christmas miracle story?
Wait, can you hear me?
All right, dude. Let's see it. Let's hear it.
We can
Got the
hear.
Yule log.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it was on the exact same setup that I played.
Well, yeah,
Lamb
because
Chops.
JB was recording that setup.
The quality would have sucked anyway. So
Yeah.
that's the first bah humbug in this Christmas story.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'll tell you that I sat down to play Lamb Chops, and I was thinking, man, this guy's a Falcon Slayer. This guy had a reputation of being a Falcon Slayer. I don't know, Joe Guy, do you remember that?
I not really, but go on.
Well, anyway, he did. And I was like, man, how am I going to beat him? I think that, I suck versus Falco, etc. And I just, sat down. You can watch the video. The rest is history. I just linked to every aerial combo.
Dude, so he Lamb Chops lost to 2 Falcons when he's supposed to be the Falcon Slayer?
He did.
Wow.
Which was very weird. I think Taj also lost to 2 Falcons. I think he lost to me and Hax. But the crazy part of that story is that same day, a minute before I had to fight, what's his name, Lamb Chops, Big D, one of the legends.
Oh, I remember this story.
And he told me, dude, literally, I've watched Lamb Chops play 100 million times. Every time he texts towards the ledge, if you just cover that, you're gonna beat him. And at the time, I could not tech chase. I suck at tech chasing. I still suck at it. I just ignored that advice and did nothing about it. He told the same thing to Darkrain, and I literally watched every time Darkrain threw him, he would read away, towards the ledge, knee him off the stage, and he would just die. It was so OP, and he never won. That's how Darkrain won. Thanks to Big E.
Wow.
Oh.
Christmas kids.
So
So,
we have Mango finally in the chat or in the Skype call.
I don't know why it suddenly worked. I just kept spamming it, and it just worked.
I think that's the answer to most of the internet's problems.
All right. Well, let's get into this this agenda, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Kings of Cali 3, not much to talk about there.
wow.
Not much to talk about.
We have a 200-person tournament and a 100-person tournament in the same weekend.
It's because Bobby wasn't there. That's why he thinks there's not much
I'm
to talk
actually
about.
so sad that I wasn't there. Do you know what made it even worse? I wasn't there and I was sad about that, but then I tweeted at Gimmer and at BG Cam, and he didn't even show my tweet. So I was just oh my god.
Oh,
You didn't show my tweet either. Fuck him.
Dude, I was I'm truly not at this man. No presents from Scar.
It wasn't KOC3 trending at some point? I'm sure they had a million tweets to
that's
choose
what I
from.
heard.
I don't think you should take it against Gimmer.
Twitter is kind of weird. It has specialized tweets, so depending on who you follow, you'll find certain things are trending. But
That
it
makes
was
sense.
trending for a lot of people. It was trending for a lot of people. I know Sopo was trending.
How's
I
that?
know
How is that
also-
even possible? Sopo was trending on Twitter. At
Evo,
Well, it's
Wobbles was trending, so
but that's
it's
Evo.
not. I really doubt it's a universal thing. I think it's
okay.
like Prague was saying, it's probably tailored to who you follow.
I didn't know that actually. Okay.
It makes sense. I mean, for them to do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I just see things trending all the time that I'd be completely not interested in, so I assumed it was universal.
Uh huh.
yesterday,
There's probably
Have told me
That
that they were trending in America. I tend to disagree and don't think that could possibly be true. But.
Yeah, me neither.
yeah. I mean,
But,
there's probably
yeah.
it probably shows you universal in the absence of something that's specific to you.
I see. Well, I mean, either way, bottom line is Kings of Cali did some amazing things with the stream numbers and just
Yep.
the exposure overall, right? What was the final number? I think it was 14K.
They're 14K.
Which
I hear
Yeah.
from Twitch that it was 17K. That could mean
17K. Okay, that's what I thought too. That's what I heard at the venue. And that's more than Apex 2013 got. So, I mean, it just kind of
Wow.
goes to show how much exposure we're getting
Just
right now.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
crazy.
Over the
Apex
course of
has
the year,
like
January, December.
Yeah, Apex got like 10 games and a million entrants. Kings of Cali has 1 game, but Evo and Documentary have done some pretty good things apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's 12 Street Fighter entrants at Apex. Is that true? It's like me, Kage.
It
and,
was.
like-
It was. I heard it was like pretty small. Or
Okay,
something.
yeah, no. Saying there's 10 games at Apex maybe isn't the most
Yeah.
accurate statement.
I think that Apex is supposed to be like a legitimate fighting game tournament, so maybe people will come out like and start signing up. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of the events get like 20, 30 entrants, but I honestly
Well, it's on the road to Evo. I mean, what place do you need to get?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know
dude.
if
Let's
it's
just
okay
let's
this
all
year.
sign up for King of Fighters and get like 7th place. You know.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Then get
trying
a
to
good fight.
get seated for Road to Evo, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Evo, have like top seeded pool. It'd be sick.
I know last year it was Road to BXG, not Evo. The year before that was Evo. So we'll see if they're on the road to anything this year.
Yeah,
But typically
hopefully
for like the
Smash
fighting game events, usually the numbers aren't really good online because everyone registers in person. So they have that option.
That's true. I remember when I helped out. I helped out a little bit for 2013, just doing some registration, and I was taking a lot of Street Fighter people signing up the day of. So yeah, that makes sense. But
Yeah,
yeah, back
but-
to Kings of Cali 3.
Kings of
What were the
Cali.
highlights of this tournament?
So Rob and I were there, and
Indeed.
it was a fantastic tournament.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
teamed with Daryl.
You know,
Got that
so
Samus Puff team.
Arian and I, we discuss things over like GChat all the time, but I had never attended one of his tournaments,
Uh-huh.
so I definitely wanted to make sure to go to this one. And I mean, it got 200 entrants. Can't ask for anything more than that. I think, like in terms of the operations side of things, it was a very, very smooth operation. He and the Oxy Army, right?
Yeah.
They really are like a little army. Of
They just
dudes.
ran around with their iPads, dude. And
Yeah, it was
Wet
sick.
balls.
I learned something
did-
new.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that, although I still kind of feel like it could have gone faster. And like some of it was just sacrificing time for getting more matches on the stream.
Yeah,
Like especially as teams was winding down, like
Mhm.
singles could have been started like hella long during teams.
Definitely. And the decision was made for the best of 5 all best of 5 singles bracket, right? And I kind of honestly
I
I
like it.
I don't like it.
I know you don't.
Yeah, and
Why not?
I'm
Time-wise,
kind of neutral. I was neutral on it before, but after Kings of Cali, I don't like all best of 5 in singles bracket because it just
It's too much melee, right?
doesn't affect the outcome of matches in the first couple rounds. Even at a tournament as stacked as Kings of Cali, where 4th seeds can be beating 1st seeds, I really don't believe that it'll affect more than maybe 1 or 2 outcomes in all of bracket.
Uh-huh.
So you have the idea of how many matches are you going to get on stream? Are you just going to drag it out? And do we need to see people 3-0 worst players rather than 2-0 them? Do we really need to see that? Can you
Right.
imagine if I'm going to put a couple characters on blast? Can we imagine if like a Peach Samus was on stream for a best of 5?
Boo!
Well, you just would choose to stream something else, presumably.
Yeah,
Unless
but
you had nothing else to stream.
See, that puts a pretty big weight on stream selection, and if you fuck up once, that's like half an hour potentially gone right there. So I prefer best of 3s until probably at least quarters. I think quarters on, it's completely
The thing that's
Fair game.
complicated about that, I guess, is if you start doing 3 of 5 before then there's a question of like when do you do it in losers?
You know, I've never seen a problem with somebody playing a best of 5 in winners and then going to losers and playing a best of 3 again. I honestly don't think that's
I mean,
a big deal.
it seems a little weird to me.
It's a little counterintuitive, but I've never had a problem with it. And I think the winners bracket matches should probably get the stream priority anyway, because those are the people who
Sure.
have risen to the top and just made it the furthest, the earliest, and then the losers bracket kind of lags behind. So I think it makes a lot of sense to keep those best of 3 until later.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I've talked about it with Lovage, and I think that he agrees that best of 5 is just too much melee. Like
Yeah,
best
and-
of 7, even in finals, is just absurd. Like
There's no best of 7s.
best of 7 should never
especially
ever
with
happen.
the fact
Yeah.
that we have so few stages.
Mango,
I think
how
that
is
said-
the best of 7s in Europe?
It's too much. It's
They suck.
Yeah,
silly.
that's what I've been hearing from people.
You got to beat somebody 4-0. Come on. We
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
knew by
it's
game
too- it's-
by game
it's too
3 that
much.
it was over.
Mhm.
And then the whole stage thing, like it just, two thumbs down.
Right.
I got some things that I want to talk about this tournament.
Sure.
That was not a true sacred combo. I don't care what anybody says.
I know.
I've watched the GIF enough times. It is not a true sacred combo.
After looking at it
If somebody went
carefully,
to the GIF,
yeah, it's
That's
not.
not further speculation.
It wasn't a true sacred combo because Fox started.
Suck it, West Balls.
Right.
I
Suck-
did think he's maybe started tumbling just towards the end.
He
but I
did
wasn't
start
sure.
tumbling,
Yeah.
but
the counter would not have said 2, and so it's not sacred combo.
yeah.
And that was
well,
the-
but
West Balls.
you know,
that the wait,
what is
like,
okay? But what is Fox gonna do to try to get out of that?
substantial?
The only thing he could hope to do is shine, right?
I was gonna say
At the
shine.
exact frame. But
No.
so it's practically a combo, you know. If you're in a position where you can move, but you can't actually do anything about it, you know, it's not going to be on the combo meter. But for all intents and purposes, that's a combo.
No,
No.
just
Well, okay. Well, guess what? Nothing's a combo in melee because you could just smash DI everything away.
Whoa, whoa,
Okay.
whoa. Whoa.
whoa. Even if it's smash the eye, I can get the combo counter to say 2.
Nuh-uh, because you can't even get to him.
Can we move on?
Just
Oh my
smash DI
god.
hella far away.
Alright, I'm not talking about this. So Westball, good Falcon, but that's not the same combo. It's sucky.
Next topic.
Next topic. Yeah, it was definitely the sacred frame trap.
Like the frame trap. I like that.
I like that a lot. Second of all, what were the thoughts on Game 5 of Silent Wolf vs. Fly?
I saw like at least 3 or 4 times on Silent Wolf's last stock where it looks like he just had a, mispressing of buttons. Not to take anything away from Fly, but there was definitely a few times where he was trying to do something and he didn't do what he wanted to do.
And there was some unfortunate DI from Silent Wolf on at least a couple of those down smashes.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just a perfect combination of things that led to Fly winning. If you play those last 2 minutes of this match over again, I feel like Silent Wolf wins 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, but it's part of being a good player is
Right.
punishing
Absolutely.
when somebody makes those mistakes, and Fly took advantage of those pretty much perfectly every time.
He does that more than any other Ices that I can remember, where he's on his last stock and he has a Fox opponent just going to town on Nana. He's already at 50%, and you say, okay, yeah, it's done. I can close this video in one more hit, one more hit from Fox, and it's pretty much done. But then Fly gets a down smash out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but he gets that clutch down smash, and then he just brings it back. I remember
I don't know,
against,
man.
He crash
surprised
canceled a jab and got that down smash that didn't get DI.
if you remember against Fly versus SFAT at Big House 2, the same thing happened on those last 2 stocks. SFAT, I think he just needed 1 or 2 more hits to really wrap it up. But no, he got, I think, tech chased on a platform into a down smash or something like that, and then the last stock we all remember.
So
Yeah.
I would love to see some top player analysis on that set, because
Yeah, definitely.
it looked to me like they were playing super even the first 2 stocks or so, and then Silent Wolf went Super Saiyan mode and played amazing, and it felt like Fly could literally do nothing for 2 stocks. So he
Yeah.
was up about 3 stocks to 1 or something like that, and then after that, truly it looked to me like Fly positionally was just he just outplayed Silent Wolf to the point where Silent Wolf, it felt to me like he had no good options. He just
Dude.
It looked to me like Fly actually played amazingly. I didn't see Silent Wolf choke that hard.
Auto choke.
I don't know. I think
Fatty,
he choked. Definitely.
I can like point out, like he just kept doing the dumbest things, and like you
Like,
can tell
I think-
whenever a space animal does a stupid forward B,
yeah.
like it's choke time, dude. That's all you
And,
can always tell.
There was that time where he was trying to do like the back air from the edge, and he just like got the timing a little bit wrong, and he fell down past the edge for the because he was trying to do the back air regrab.
Yeah,
He just
yeah,
fell past it, and it forced him to up B, and then just
Those
you know,
forward
all the things
smash,
like
that is
those
nice.
that built up, you know, just those 20-25% over the course of the stock, and Fly was able to punish them every time pretty
But
much.
still sweet though. But
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fly still, you
Alright.
know, amazing.
So
Yeah.
that set, I think that was an amazing set. That was probably like the best set that I saw.
So what do
it
you
was the
think?
best?
I think so. Silent Wolf going up 2-0 and Fly bringing it all the way back. That was pretty
Yeah,
sick.
the fly Ken set was pretty good too. I'm just mad Ken won, so I don't want to talk.
I
about it.
haven't.
I loved
yeah.
that.
How did that?
I was at the burger bar and everybody was just the line just froze for like a good 5 minutes while everyone watched on the TV screens. And nobody gave it to Ken beforehand. Like there was not a chance in hell Ken was gonna pull off
I know.
this
yeah.
upset versus Fly, right?
Well, and then
But-
Fly choked.
Yeah,
It's
no,
ridiculous.
and then no, I feel like Ken. Okay, you gotta. It's not as black and white as Fly choking, right? Come on, you gotta
Dude,
give
no,
some
he
credit
stopped-
to Ken.
He stopped doing like the nanopulse and stuff, and he just like kept trying to force down smashes. Like I don't know.
I haven't rewatched the set, but I feel like
Yeah,
Ken didn't get grabbed a whole lot.
No, Ken stepped it up like in that
Yeah.
one stock where he came back. But Fly like started feeling the Ken nerves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ken's
So,
still a bitch. Whatever.
Take what you want from that set, right? That was pooled, so it's not like and that downgraded Fly from second seed to third seed, I believe. So, it's not like just another pool set.
That's right, because I think Eddie beat everybody in that pool, right?
Yeah,
Eddie
it's
beat
for
Ken,
that-
beat
that-
Fly.
Yep.
He's too good. I had him in my first
Hey.
pools.
Yeah.
It was,
No.
Right.
I actually think that's a fun matchup, Puff Luigi.
What? Do you like it as Puff?
Actually, I think it's hard, but I enjoy
hate that.
playing.
Yeah, I hate that matchup
Yeah.
as Puff.
It's hard.
Doug
Oh.
was talking about how Luigi Samus is impossible after
For
getting.
Samus,
Yeah.
Dude,
that's how Hugo feels too.
Yeah.
dude, I think it's a pretty good matchup for Luigi too. Like I play
Feels
that
like
against
it.
Daryl sometimes,
yeah.
and I mean,
All right.
it needs to be more often than not, but it's closer than it.
Sure looks like a hard matchup.
Be.
It's
Yeah.
enough of this nonsense. Why are we talking about Luigi Samus? You guys kidding me?
Dude, Luigi is like the most fun character to play in the game.
Luigi is fun. No, I
Unless you have like an amazing Falco, then that seems like more fun.
I got some more things to talk about Kings of Cali. We
Me
talked
too,
about
but
some
go ahead.
games. I think that finals were underwhelming. That's just my position. Maybe
Yeah,
you guys
finals.
enjoyed
Stuff.
Peach Ice Climbers. Let's talk a little bit about the commentary. So, Toph disappointed me when he commentated with Ken. I think everybody knows that. I was telling.
I haven't been able to watch like barely
Yeah.
anything.
All right, you gotta watch.
We were all there, so we
I
we didn't get to experience the commentary.
I've only seen
No.
like the Sacred Combo and Fly Silent Wolf.
Yeah, I haven't heard the commentary on the Sacred Combo, but I heard that no one like screamed. No one lost their.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit disappointed by the Sacred Combo reaction from the commentators.
If it
Yeah.
were-
I mean, Toph is a phenomenal commentator, and
Yeah.
but I feel like at a moment like that, it's okay to just like
Yeah, he should have let the emotions,
right.
hang out
I think-
instead of describing,
If it
the
were me,
mechanics
like
of the
I would
account.
owe Gamer $400 for breaking both of his microphones and his monitor.
yeah.
I would have been like knocked shit over, and it's just been like Sacred Combo.
I was expecting something like that, right?
Later,
I
I
was
was
expecting
Yeah.
something like Bob Money's, like, oh my god! Like, but no, it was just like Toph's like, and he DI'd in. Shout out to Zelda Freak for DIing in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When everyone's going
Yeah.
crazy, but I mean,
It's
it's
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
commentary is so hard. I'm never gonna criticize.
And it's, I think it's weird
Like I
how
did
like
before.
in the Smash community, like people talk a lot about like almost as much as like the players as like the commentary. Like just like watching streams and stuff. Like people talk about the commentary almost as much as the players. And like Smash,
Commentary's huge.
people have opinions, man.
Yeah,
people got opinions.
wildly fluctuating commentary tastes, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay,
Yeah.
so something else that I want to say about commentary. I already told the Melee at Army crew, but I don't know if Mango heard it. So I was watching Toph and Ken, and like Toph was being best buds with Ken. I was like, that's not the Melee at Army way. It
What do you
commentated.
expect?
They commentated a Marth Ditto set, and like Ken almost said either way. I was like waiting for him to say it. I was
wow.
this close. He said
He was
like
trying so hard
either.
not to say it.
Then I think somebody in the audience was like, "What'd you say, Ken? Either what?" It was really funny. But then there was like a moment when Pew Pew went to Ken combo, the guy he was playing against, and Toph immediately was like, "Oh yeah, he's going for that's your stuff." And I wish that I was there. I would give $1 million to have been there because I would have trolled Ken. I would have been like, "Oh man, going for this really creative stuff."
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Marth do this stuff before?
Pew Pew really reinventing the way that people play Marth. This is really amazing stuff.
Wow.
I just wish that I could see what Ken would say. He would just be like, "Hey, Scar."
Okay.
I would pay big money to see Scar and Ken on the commentary
That would be crazy.
for sure.
That would be antagonistic.
I don't know. Like I kind of enjoy seeing Ken on commentary because he just like lets his personality.
Yeah,
just kind
no,
of
he doesn't hold back his thoughts, dude.
Yeah.
That's
If he thinks like Marth
One thing you could
Pikachu
say-
is a 70-30 matchup for Pikachu back in 2006, he'll say it, and he'll say it's the same in 2013.
yeah.
Like he's not afraid to talk. Every commentator needs that, right? I feel like he adds to the commentary. I mean, I wouldn't call him a good commentator, right? But I think he adds to it when he's on the commentary. That's
Right.
what I would say.
Oh my god, these pictures, Prague. Orlando Bloom? Real?
What can I
So
say?
the other thing about Fly is, we didn't see him wobble for most of the day until I think it was like game 2 of his losers finals against Dewan.
Yeah.
So, do you think that was a conscious choice?
I honestly
Give a
think
false
it
sense of
was people not
No.
getting grabbed in wobbleable situations.
wobbleable.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
I feel like there's literally no point. Like, I don't see how you get more comfortable with ice climbers. Like, oh, I'll let them grab me because they can't wobble. Like, that's absurd.
Right.
Well, it's not that you don't think those words exactly. You just kind of get it into your head that getting grabbed is not as bad as it could be.
no,
Okay.
I agree
Alright.
with
You
Sheridan.
don't agree, Bobby? That's fine.
No, I disagree. I don't think that he intentionally lulled people into a false sense of security by not wobbling.
I mean, I don't either,
I-
but I just wanted to put that out there.
But from watching him play, like, I think that it's possible that he's practiced wobbling, right? But he almost never wobbles, so maybe he just got that perfect grab where it was super easy to wobble, and then he was like, okay, I may as well do it at this point. I think that Fly is more calculated than I don't see there being any advantage to not wobbling more.
Right.
That's what I-
He's even calculated in his reaction to the sacred combo, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I actually didn't see his reaction, but
Can we, John? Do you have that? Do you have that GIF link on hand?
The GIF?
Or okay, fine. The GIF, as I learned
But
over the weekend.
truly, if you ask me, if I know that an ice climber player is gonna wobble, then like I get more afraid. Like it makes
Yeah.
me play worse if
Totally.
I think I wobble. So I don't agree with. I mean, maybe that's his plan, but if it's his plan, then I think that he's not as smart as. me.
Okay.
Perhaps.
So that's. Oh, and then Oscar. I think Oscar's the best commentator in the world. Oscar
I love
plus
Oscar.
Brandon was really good. So I was super happy that they got those guys on the mic for so long.
hmm West Coast just has a monopoly on all the commentators, dude.
Truly do. So yeah, for me, that's it for Kings of Cali. I thought it was a sick event to watch from home. Gimmer always does an amazing job, and like I don't know, he rocked it.
Yeah.
Dude, I just love the reactions on the Sacred Combo, man.
Is it? We need to play that on the stream. John, are you?
Just especially
John, are you
Wes,
there?
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Wes's reaction, man.
Best reaction to worst.
Best
5. What is your ranking? Let's do an SSBM rank of reactions on this.
Alright,
Dude, fiction's got to be number 1.
No,
Right?
I think I feel
fiction
like
just blows
Fiction's
up.
number 2. Wes is number 1.
Fiction's the first one who sees it. If you pause when like the Falcon Punch is winding up, he's like, oh.
Yeah, just watch his mouth slowly open up.
Yeah, but I just love
So,
the
like,
way
game-
Wes like he's like stone faced until it hits, and then he just like goes all
And
crazy.
he's like, what about Stab? Stab,
Stab
pretty
is
much
a clear
fall-
number 3.
he falls out of his chair.
Yeah,
Where's Stab? I don't even
He's-
see him.
he's right next to Wes.
He's to the left of Wes and to the
Yeah.
right on the screen of Wes. Yeah.
Oh, oh my God.
And then
Fox
And
started.
then I give bottom tier to the guy behind Zelda Freak who
Yes!
keeps arms clasped.
I'm
even
so
after-
glad you pointed that out. So this is going to be difficult to see if you're not zoomed in, but like right
Yeah, there's
between,
someone there.
yeah, between
There's
Zelda
literally
Freak
between
and
nothing.
Fly, you have someone crossing their arms, just not impressed by the sacred combo at all. Just not moving.
Dude, I imagine them as like one of those. If you go to like a football game, there's like those guys that stand on the sidelines. They have to like watch the crowd. They
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
watch the game, you know?
Like the security officers
Yeah,
just can't watch the game. They just have to watch the crowd, stone faced.
yeah.
If you go to the video too, it's not like he has a delayed reaction. He's just not impressed.
No,
Yeah.
he's not impressed.
I've seen
That's
the video.
definitely-
I
what's his name
investigated
back
I,
this.
I looked at the video to try to see if I could identify it, but I
Oh,
didn't know.
I identified him. I investigated, and
It's Isaiah.
he just wasn't impressed. Yeah,
Well, shit.
It's either Isaiah or Flash.
dude, Sheridan. There's this one guy who looked like Isaiah at the venue. Do you know what I'm talking about? There was definitely someone who looked like Isaiah. I think Toph was the one who pointed it out to me, and it was so true. I don't know the tag of the person in question though.
Huh.
Anyway, Sacred Combo, it's pretty good. Or Sacred Frame Trap, right?
Sure.
No,
There's a tumble.
no,
Give me a break here.
Fox
man.
was tumbling. Yeah.
That fool's tumbling. You can triple
Well-
check. I feel it in my heart how long Fox has been son. You don't do this for 7 years and not know. Well, I'm talking to the producer right now. He's telling us that there was a tumble, and I'm telling him that I can feel in my soul when Fox starts to tumble. And that fool was tumbling.
All right. Well, so
Any
And-
thoughts on Cali? Good work to that guy who ran the tournament. What's his
Wow. You know,
name?
it's that's kind of a TOing curse. When the best tournaments are run, I feel like people don't notice the TOs. So that
Yeah.
kind of works backwards, right? Because the TO should be thanked more when the tournaments run better. But I feel like as an attendee, like I didn't even notice the TOs at this tournament because it was run so well. It was only afterwards, like on the plane flight home, I was like, you know what? They were really, really efficient with this. My only complaint is the venue.
too small.
It's too small for what this series has grown to be, especially that stream corner setup. It was
Yeah.
impossible to watch that if you wanted to be in the stream corner, right? So the only thing I would say is have a better projector setup. I think there was kind of a projector on the side, but it was blocked by certain equipment, and it was also in the corner, the same corner as the actual stream TV. So you kind of didn't really accomplish too much more viewing space there. But that's literally my only complaint about the tournament at all.
Rob, I have a question. Is it fair to expect the TO to find a venue with good internet? Or is
In
that
this
like...
in this day and age, yeah, that's I think. Well, see, as an attendee,
So, you know, Gimmer ran the stream on 4G. I don't know if you knew that.
yeah, no, Gimmer, he works with what he has to work with. That was pretty impressive. As an
Yeah,
attendee, I feel like I don't really care that much about the stream, but as a TO, the stream has become such an integral part
Yeah.
of promoting the event and like setting the foundation for future events. Yeah, would you agree with that, Sheridan?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of like. Well, it's kind of part of why Genesis. We've had a hard time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Genesis doesn't
Because
really have that
yeah,
capability, right?
yeah,
At least at the current venue that was used the first 2 times.
right.
Well, I know
So that's
somebody
why,
who's
yeah.
willing to sponsor a Genesis 3 event. We should talk.
Well, okay, we'll talk later. But one thing that was really cool about KOC was just all the TVs just all around the venue that
Yeah.
have, that's sick.
No, that was really well
That's
done.
yeah.
And I know that's been there since the first installment.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so
I
for people
love
who
it.
don't know, they had the game feed on all these like flat screen TVs up against the wall around the venue, and it wasn't the stream feed, it was the game feed. So
Yeah.
it's not as amazing as it could be, but it's still it provides that extra viewing opportunity for people like
Yeah.
across the hall, because there were kind of two separate halves of the venue
Right, because
separated
it's
by
a sports bar, so like those TVs were there.
Mhm.
The only other complaint I have about the venue is that on Sunday, there's a whole bunch of Patriots fans in that room watching the game, and I trolled them as I walked out of the bathroom one time. And the Patriots ended up losing that game to the Dolphins, so I was super happy about that.
Dude, all the first place teams lost. Broncos, Patriots. I know there's like two others I'm forgetting.
Seahawks
It's
won.
really interesting. Oh, the Seahawks. They're the other one, the ranked one team. Really?
And so a lot of the
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Michigan people have jumped bandwagons between the Patriots and Lions over the last few years.
Rob, did you not notice that I was
Oh
being
my
sarcastic?
god, that's disgusting.
All right, you
Oh
guys
my
are
god,
cut off.
that Lions
That's
game
to take you
though.
from the call. Tipped
That
off
was
9.
heartbreaking.
All right.
2 big tournaments in the same weekend. What happened? Who agreed to this? Madness.
Yeah, I was looking at Tipped Off 9, and if we've learned anything from Evo in the documentary, it is every region's first like big tournament after Evo and after the documentary has been massive, like absolutely blown up in numbers, and Tipped Off was no different. Like believe it or not, this is the first tournament that's broken 100 entrants in the South for like over 5 years. Can you imagine that?
Dude, I didn't even know that the South still
Wow.
existed as a region.
The last 100-person tournament they've hosted in the South was in 2008. Like I don't know what to think of
Melee?
that.
Or just
Melee
everything.
okay. Only. Yeah, Tipped Off has constantly reached like 70, 80, 90 people, but this is the first time they've broken 100. So, good shit to Full Metal and them for breaking
Who
through.
is Drugged Fox?
Oh, he's like
I don't
been
know.
the best in
Drug
Georgia
Fox.
for a while, hasn't he?
Somewhat.
is
Drug
that?
Fox has been around for years.
Yeah, he's been around.
He's gone to previous Apexes. Actually, like I'm really, really impressed with his play. I know he's taken a lot of time off to delve pretty deep into Marvel, and he's no slouch in it either. But to see him return to Melee and get third with a win over Cole Bowl, pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that this is a fraudulent tournament.
Well,
Okay.
it definitely wasn't at the Kings of Cali level stackness, not even close.
How do you
obviously.
have PP and Hungry Box and then Drugged Fox gets third? What is this?
Well, different tournaments have different like big drop-offs after placings, and obviously the giant one was after second place that tipped off.
And somehow Cornell got 33rd. Do you guys know who Cornell is?
Oh, he's a Falcon, isn't he?
Dude, he is the Falconist of Falcons. Like, he
I-
makes me look like an ultra-conservative player. That guy has one goal in life. It's to make you feel dumb. He's like Yahoo times 4.
I feel like there's a similar player on West Coast now who's like an up-and-comer, Venom. Have you heard of him from SoCal? He makes S2J look slow at times. I'm not even kidding. Like, this guy
I have
moves
not
around.
heard.
I mean, he doesn't like do a lot of other things as well as Johnny, obviously, but just the movement. I'm only talking about the movement. Like, I
Wow.
could not even follow his Falcon around.
There was also a Falcon player at Big House. He played against Vans in pools. Do you know what I'm talking about? He played Falcon, then he switched to like Falco or something.
Slayer?
Slayer, dude, I liked Slayer's style a lot.
Yeah, he's from Michigan. He's power ranked. He's in the top 10. Unfortunately, he just moved to Minnesota, just like actually a month ago, so won't be seeing much of him around Michigan anymore. But yeah, he was rocking Vans for a couple stocks, right, until the end.
Was, and then
Yeah.
he became a Falcon player. And
Vans is one of those Falcon haters, self-proclaimed. I think he and Kirby Kaze have led the Falcon hate charge. They don't like Falcon.
What about Falcon do they not like?
I'm not sure. They just really dislike Falcon.
Okay.
I have to ask them.
Well, how about the grand finals at
and
Tip Top 9?
Rogue
What do
Fox
we
in the
have?
chat.
I haven't seen grand finals. I don't think they're
He
on
said
YouTube.
I would not have gotten top 5 of this tournament.
Wow. I mean,
Well, who got the 5th place?
Ziff.
Ziff and
What's this?
Pikachu.
Okay, Pikachu's good.
That is the guy who lost to Pikachu at Big House 3.
Barely.
Yeah, it was a rough match. I was definitely rooting for the Falcons to pull through, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit,
Plup-
Rogue Fox.
Plup getting 7th.
It's you.
Plup getting 7th. Can we talk about
I don't
that?
know. 'Cause I don't know what to expect him to get. I mean,
Yeah. I
right. I
expected
feel
him
the
to get,
same way.
I expected him to get 3rd or 4th. Like if he's
According to the
SSBM rank.
established fucking wisdom, which I question.
right. So I guess he had an early tough bracket in winners. He faced PP in quarters, which I think is probably a little earlier than people would have seeded him. But then he backed up that seeding by getting 7th. So there you go.
Indeed. Yeah.
anyway, highlights from this tournament. What were grand finals like? What were winners finals like?
Prague, did you watch Grand Finals? I don't think it's on YouTube yet.
I didn't
Oh,
watch
Green
Grand
Mario
Finals,
was there.
Green Mario is the homie.
I've seen winners finals on YouTube, but not grands.
Grands were kind of rough.
It was a 3-0, right?
I think Grand was 3-1. I don't remember if it was a 3-0 or 3-1, but either way,
Okay.
was not pretty at all.
Well, what does that say about the state of our Big Five now? Is PP back? He kind of had a slump for a while, didn't he?
Well, I think you have to do more than one thing before you're back. Right?
Okay.
I mean, what's PP's record against the Big Five? In the recent past. I mean, he lost at Big House 3, right?
Yep.
And
He also got 3rd at Fall Classic.
Yep.
PP destroyed HBox harder than M2K destroyed HBox.
was he Falco the whole time?
He,
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh.
he was felt the whole time.
3-0 in winners and 3-1 in grand.
Well,
For 6-1, pretty convincing. Yeah, who knows,
Yeah.
man? I remember when we talked at the pre-show at Big House, we were kind of saying, like, we'll know that PP's back by his playstyle. Like, he will play like he is a champion as opposed to playing like, somebody who's going to do pretty well and then, like, I feel like when he's not played well, it's been obvious, like, in his play that, like, either there's moments where you see him being confident and doing PP things, and then there's moments where he sucks. Well,
Right.
not where he sucks, but when he's not playing at the level that he should. So,
Right.
my expectation was that before PP's back, like, he'll just start playing well again. He'll start playing really solid and, like, just look like a boss.
Yeah, it's not going to be like all of a sudden.
hmm
So,
Or it could just
but-
be that the top 5 are so closely skilled right
Right.
now that somebody's gonna be losing a few sets in a row.
Yeah, I mean, just
Well, wait.
even if they're all even, statistically, you're going to expect somebody to lose a few in a row every so
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing like Dr. Puppy.
Wow.
Frank or Z. Dr. Frank.
Yeah.
Dr. Puppy.
Dr. Puppy.
It's like the
Um,
NFL.
and
Every analyst is like, oh, in this division, this team should be doing better, and everyone says, oh, this team should be doing better, but it's all relative. Someone's going to finish
Yeah.
last in the NFL
Yeah.
division, and it's the
I
same
think,
with the top 5. Someone's going to lose a few
Yeah.
in a row.
dude, I think, like,
The real question
everybody.
though, is whether Yeezus made an appearance. I think that if Hungry Paws did not have his headphones at the tournament, this is not a real win for PP.
I saw no headphones on the stream.
Dude,
I
I
saw
bet he
no headphones on the stream.
that explains it. So PP's not back. Hungry Box just
Wow.
lost his.
Dude,
Yes.
but Robin, I feel like this year in the NFL, there's like 3 good teams and everybody else sucks. There's like 3 teams that are amazing. There's like 3 teams that are like just barely not sucking. Then everybody else sucks or like really sucks. That's
Yeah,
my assessment.
and I feel like it's even worse than the NBA. Have you seen the East in the NBA? There's like 2 teams above 500, and the 3rd seed right
Please
now
let's
is
not talk
below
about-
500.
Please don't bring up the Knicks. Please.
Oh my God.
Dude, after one pulled the headphones out.
Oh,
Dude,
wait a minute.
that is
Fuck.
Kanye on.
We have some contradicting testimony here.
Oh, this is a legitimate win then.
Dude.
Can't believe it. He
Anyway.
overcame Hungry Box.
Wow. Impressive.
Does HBox suck now? You know, I would have given HBox a shoe-in for 3rd place had SSBM rank happened right after Evo. But I feel like M2K has kind of stepped up big time now. And he has
Really, even over PP after PP beat Armada?
well, it's tough, but I
No.
would have given HBox 3rd just because of his performance at Apex 2013 and then Zenith and then Evo. So he outplaced PP at those last 2 big tournaments. As well as taking, you know, he took a set off Mango for the first time in how long at NCR, right? PP can't say that. So that was my take on it. And then Mewtwo King just ran a train starting in October. I don't think he's lost. Like
Yeah, but that's like the past 2 months out of the whole year. Like that's kind of Music King
That's
actually
recent
messaged
development.
me on Facebook and was like, "Hey, I think I should be 1st or 2nd in this." I was like,
So I wasn't the only one that he messaged.
He
No,
messaged me as well.
it's probably a copy paste. Like I'm just used to that, and like yeah, okay,
Follow me
fine.
on
That's
Twitter.
like actually 1 month out of the whole year. Like okay, I understand that right now that's what it looks like, but that's the reason why we don't make a judgment off of the past
Sure.
1 month. It's because it's about consistency and it's about it's about proving something beyond 1 or 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Right.
And have you been following SSBM rank, Bobby? I'm gonna assume no because you didn't follow.
Six Puller, welcome back to the
Subscription.
family. Stop with it.
Six Pooler.
6 Pooler. Is that a StarCraft thing,
Yeah,
Bobby? You know about StarCraft shit.
I do.
Well, cool.
Well,
Thank
SSBM
you
rank.
so much. About SSBM rank.
Bobby, tell me what you know about SSBM rank over the
I know
last
it's
week.
fraudulent because I was ranked below Tafikins.
1 below, right? And then
That is
Tafelkins went and
false.
lost to the number 95 player on the SSBM rank.
Wow,
and
we're tough.
and
Who is?
that'd be Toph.
Wow!
He got ripped. But we had some controller Johns. He can explain himself. And then I think he got
I
bounced.
don't want to hear it.
He got bounced by an unranked player, Alan. Well, unranked
Alan's
on
hella
SSBM rank. Yeah, unranked on SSBM rank. Let's be clear about that.
Alan's hella good.
So that shows you, like, 40 and above. I feel like anyone can beat anyone on SSBM rank. Even maybe like 30 and above.
Except Tafikins cannot beat me.
Woo!
It's the only
I thought
except-
you always had trouble. I thought you always had trouble with Tafikins.
No, I always body Tafikins. There was that one tournament where he beat me because I literally didn't eat in like 6 hours, and we're stuck in the middle of nowhere in Santa Cruz.
What? Santa Cruz is not the middle of nowhere.
It's impossible to get food on that campus. Do you remember? I called.
okay.
I
On
was-
the UC.
got
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Almost got there 100 minutes later. It was an hour and 40
Yeah.
minutes. I'm sitting there starving. My hands were shaking.
Well, that's a
Almost
bummer,
that
man.
don't call me out.
Yeah.
Donation match.
But I think we have a good idea of what that top 10 is looking like now, because up through 11
just
has
matter of the order.
been revealed, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty much everybody knows like There's 5 up here and 5 down here, and it's just which order
Right.
these are all in.
Right. And it's hard for me to lead this discussion because I already know what order.
As
they're
do
in.
I.
So I don't know. I don't know what we can. We can't really speculate on it.
Oh, Jin VK. Welcome to the family, my friend.
GNVK.
Not welcome
That's
back,
right.
just welcome.
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 Shout out to the
How,
race.
how are they doing the
Smash
ranking?
Bros.
What numbers are they doing tomorrow?
Thank you so much to all the subs. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting us.
I don't think they're.
Top 10 is going to be next week or something.
Yeah,
isn't
I don't
it?
think any
Yeah.
rankings are going to be real tomorrow. It's going to be a panel
Oh.
discussion, and I have previewed it, and it is absolutely amazing.
Wait,
Because Johnny is one of the
Oh my god.
one of the
dude.
opinions.
Love Johnny, man.
one of the panel opinions.
Wait, what are you talking about?
His thoughts are the best to read. He is not afraid of saying this guy is fucking overrated. He should be 50 spots lower.
Wait a minute.
That's what I want to
I
see.
cannot freaking wait to see Johnny's.
That's what I want to see. I don't want to see people playing nice when they're asked to write an opinion in the 5-on-5 article.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What are you
But-
talking about? What is this panel discussion?
Tomorrow, instead of the top 10 ranks being revealed, it's going to be a different kind of article where there's kind of a lot of panelists giving their opinions.
And it's going to be typed. It's not.
Yeah, this is all going to be typed. And there's questions like who you think has been the most overrated so far, who's been the most underrated. Like, since there's 4 peaches within 7 ranks of each other, who do you think deserves title of second best peach? Things like that.
Nice.
It's really funny how the 4 peaches
Oh yeah, the peaches.
are all clustered
Yeah.
together. I feel like everybody, when they submitted their votes, were just like, I don't even know who's better, so we'll throw
Right.
it together. And yeah, that's for tomorrow. And then I think TAFO plans to release 10 through 1, like pretty much one at a time, a couple per day next week.
So wait, who's left?
Well,
I mean, we got the top 5.
I don't.
Isaiah's going to be number 1.
So is it obvious?
No,
enough?
Isaiah's going to be 0.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Just like
question-
how
Hang on, wait.
we used to do this in the old
Kamikaze
NorCal
exists.
rankings.
Kaze, SFAT, Shroomed, Hacks, Wobbles. That's the other 5.
That's fat. Zach. Yeah.
So yeah, is it obvious enough that we can say like what those other 5 are? I feel like it's obvious enough.
I think it is. Yeah.
I mean, okay, if you already know, then I wouldn't say it. Kamikaze Sat does not know, so like.
I already
just
know,
read-
so I don't want to steal any of the thunder.
I mean,
I
I'm not going to say what order they're in.
definitely not the order. I'm not even gonna say like who the people are, even though I think most people know.
I really think that it should be. Oh, actually, I really like Kamikaze's order. I think I would like to see Hacks above Wobbles personally, but I think that the panelists would say Wobbles above Hacks.
No, I put Fly above Wobbles in mine.
Woo!
Yeah, I can't do that.
Hacks and Wobbles is an interesting discussion because Hacks is at like every tournament, right? He's all over the place, and he's always getting right outside the cusp of the top
Yeah.
echelon. Whereas Wobbles shows up a little more rarely, but he does have wins over all of the big 4, which Hacks does not. And his wins over all the big 4 have come in the last 2 years. He got 3 of them at Evo. So I mean, how can you argue with that, right?
I can argue with that hella easily.
Okay,
actually.
that's good then. We're not all in agreement. What do you say to Hacks versus Wobbles? The
I say that Evo is a fraudulent tournament. Half the
Wow.
people on the
Oh
like shit, dude. Did you watch those sets?
Wow.
Okay, it was the best talent all in one room, but like, I think it's very obvious that Wobbles just played cool and calm and got like, his character punished his mistakes so hard, and like people were making bonehead mistakes.
Yep.
You put Wobbles and PP in Dr. PP's room in their pajamas. I guarantee it's 100-0. They could play 100 matches. There's no PP's not
But-
going to lose a game.
That's why you play the game. That's why you play the tournaments.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like to base his performance like over the whole year of 2013 on what I would consider extenuating circumstances is ridiculous.
Extenuating circumstances. So isn't pressure part of the
And I think that he did beat Hungrybox legitimately.
Yes.
I mean, Hungrybox doesn't really have an excuse, but PP I
Bucks
can
just bear over his head, and like that doesn't cover any ice climber option. I was so mad watching it.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
why
thought
is
that.
why is Ice
Yeah.
gonna jump into your bear, dude? Like it's not. God damn it! I'm so mad.
Yeah, it's
Like, what are you doing?
Just realized. So I read somebody say, "Wait, Scar. So Falcon doesn't beat people who choke super hard," and I was like, "No." And then I read it. It's Euphoria.
Damn.
But anyway, to answer your question, no. Anybody could beat anybody choking, but like, if I were an Ice Climbers player and you choked, I grab you and then I kill you. It's just like that. I mean,
With wobbling on, yeah.
yeah, wobbling was on.
I hear a
It's
car.
not me.
it's probably Prague.
I'm gonna say it's
Yep.
Prague. Thanks, Prague.
There's
is.
always sounds coming from his. Yeah.
Anyway, Wobbles played amazing, and I think that he definitely deserves top 10. I just don't think that he deserves number 6. I think that Hax deserves number 6.
Right. That seems to be the
People-
opinion of a lot of people echoed in the Facebook threads.
And I would feel weird if Kirby Kaze was above any of those players just because we haven't seen him very much in like, what,
Right.
5 months? Like, is he
Right.
even alive?
He's been entering locals in Toronto.
Alright.
Okay, so he's
since
dead.
late. Yeah. And yeah, I'm actually going to Toronto in a couple weeks. That should be fun. Hope to see him there.
For what tournament or
Yeah, for a tournament.
cool?
Yeah, Kirby Kaze, hope to see him back in a bigger capacity next year, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Zach in the top 10. Can we talk about that? I'm honestly a little surprised people rated him that highly, but
I
then
am too,
then I
actually.
looked at his wins.
Yeah,
And
he's-
he has
wins, dude.
he has an incredible
Yeah.
resume of wins. He has a ton of wins over people in the top 30.
Yeah.
So that I cannot argue with that at all. Like, absolutely not.
He kind of doesn't under the radar. Like, when you look at that, we beat like half those people. I'm like, oh.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like
Anybody else, did you hear that? I didn't hear anything that you said.
no, I heard inaudible sound effects,
Yeah.
but I feel like I got what I was trying to say. She's like, people talk about the top 10, and Zach doesn't really get put into that discussion enough. So I definitely sense that, but he's got the win.
Okay, a lot of people are talking about Axe and Zach. What is you guys' thoughts there? I mean, it's basically interchangeable, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like 2 spots away. It was so close.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
so like the way that my ranking worked out is like, so basically, it kind of got separated into tiers because you put them in ranges of like 0.5, right? And after the top 5, I had like kind of a pretty large tier of everybody down to like, I felt like after 5, there was about 12 players that were all pretty close to one another that I put in the same tier. So it's mainly just going to be about who included, which players in their top 10 or 12, like amongst all the rankings.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like the top 15 especially, it's going to be really hard to suss those out. I expect those to all be really close.
Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of talk about regional bias with the voting, the Facebook
Right.
thread, but that's kind of been debunked a little bit with the stats that TAFO provided,
Mhm.
right? Because people are talking about the West Coast bias, and if you look at the numbers and how West Coast rated people, there really isn't a West Coast bias. They rated people pretty fairly, for the most part. So I thought that was a really interesting point that TAFO brought up, and obviously we have the data from all the votes to make a statement like that, which is pretty cool. Well,
Once again, West Coast showing how just amazing they are at everything.
I don't have a problem with too many of the rankings, really. There's a couple people, but
There's a
most
few
part-
that I look back on and say, well, it was probably kind of hard for people to do their research about this guy.
right.
Like V-Wins in particular, I think, is one that maybe, because I mean, admittedly, I put him lower than I should have. After I submitted it, I went and looked around and I was like, wow, I should have put this guy at least 1 or 2 tiers higher
Right.
than I did
right.
in my list. So, but I don't think that's a product of bias so much as just people don't know,
Yeah. and this
How else are
is
you gonna get the word
this
out?
is based on opinion and just like personal judgment, right? It's so that's kind of it's based on perception for a lot of things. So people who are complaining about one or two ranks, this person being like one spot above the other, that's
Yeah.
really, I feel like they're missing
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
really
point
close.
of it.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's
I
unfortunate
will
that
say-
that the cutoff is like number 10 because people are always going to care about who's top 10 and who isn't. So I think the
Right.
most
It's
contentious
such an
spots are probably
arbitrary-
8,
Yeah.
9, 10, and 11. But anyway, what were we going to say, Prague?
I was gonna say, I feel like definitely, the battle to get into the top 10 is where it really counts. And I was kind of surprised that Ice didn't make top 10.
Really?
He's been doing phenomenal in Europe.
Okay.
Good performance at Evo. I mean, again,
I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised he was as high as 13th.
Yeah.
So I was the
Based on
opposite.
opinion too, it's like
Huh.
whoa.
And I mean, I'm not a top player. I can't like go through my experiences and say, oh, I played Ice and I think he's better than this person or that person. But I can just look at the results, right? So Apex 2012, he lost to
he lost to Nico. Shouts to Nico.
people like
TFS,
he lost to
New
people
York.
like Nico and Pi from Florida.
HBK.
HBK, yeah, he got
Huh.
bounced by HBK in bracket. So that, and then Apex 2013, he lost to, I believe, was it Cobol, and I can't remember the other one. And then finally at Evo, he put it all together. He beat Hacks and he got top 8.
Yeah.
So that was really good. So I think he's fairly rated at this point, but personally, I had him, I think 15, 16, 17 in that range.
Shout outs to all the European players who are like that high on the tier list. Seriously, like I feel like the competition
Yeah,
is
no,
not
Europe-
what it is there, and like the fact that they
Yeah.
got so good at this game is like really remarkable.
Yeah.
So shout outs to Leffen, Ice, Armada. Is that it?
Scar just shouted
Over
out
Well,
Leffen.
Javi too,
Over
right?
Triforce was in, I think, the top
He's 25th, 25th, I
25th,
believe.
and then
Yeah.
Javi
Yeah, he's
too.
really
Yeah.
good.
hmm So that should
I really want to play over Triforce again. I'm like so mad at both of my sets with him.
I'm not.
You're not. What does that mean? What's that supposed to mean?
I played him.
Oh, Sheridan
I-
bopped over. Sheridan bopped over Triforce at, was it pound 5?
Yeah,
Okay, my memory.
probably the best
Not
win of
filtered.
my career.
I remember watching that set and being like, wow, either I didn't give enough credit to Sheridan or over Triforce had a bad day. Probably a combination of both.
Okay,
Does
the
the
thing is,
fact-
I thought like he must have been having a bad day because, like, basically my goal was like I'm gonna use all of my rest tricks once and then just go through all of them, and they just all happened to work. And he was playing Hungrybox earlier in the day, and Hungrybox was apparently getting junked by him. So I don't know, maybe he just tuned out.
And
for,
do you
like,
do you
that
remember over Triforce versus Hungrybox? They faced each other a couple times this year. Apex 2013 crew battles. Over Triforce put in as much work as anyone could expect versus Hungrybox. I think he took 3
Yeah.
stocks out of 4, if I remember correctly. And then they faced in bracket at. I want to say they faced in bracket at Apex 2013 too, in quarters or the round before quarters, and I mean Over put up a respectable showing for sure.
Cool. So, so
So remember,
the
if you
top-
want to see, sorry, Sheridan.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
If
I
you
think-
want to see your heroes do better on the SSBM rank, they got to come to where the big boys play. Unfortunately for them, it's on the soil of the red, white, and blue. So come to the States for a major and prove what you got.
And this is definitely going to happen again next year, according to TAFO. It'll be exciting. Hope to make this kind
course,
of
I
an
mean-
annual thing.
And then you can see
It's
how
been a while.
many ranks people jump. I
Mhm.
think that'll be the fun part.
Yeah.
Are we all ready to vote on event hubs?
I already
I
voted.
already voted, bro.
Yeah.
Well, but not everybody did. I'm saying, are we all 226 of us?
Oh yeah, we should.
Here's the poll. I don't know why it's google.com, but my bad. Make sure that you turn ad block off first. I recommend just going in incognito mode or whatever, because then you don't have any add-ons or whatever. So, and you have to log in. So if you already use Event Hub, then you're chilling. But yeah,
There's the
this
non-Googleified link.
Are we
6
still?
games.
Last time I checked, which was maybe yesterday, we were in a pretty solid third place and creeping up on Marvel.
Yeah.
We're apparently 1,680 something right now. I'm not sure how that compares to the other games, but
Yeah, here's the thing: is like, this is okay. Who actually put this poll there? Because this is Event
Good
Hub,
question.
right?
Good question.
I think Event
official
Hub
is that?
seems like it's pretty legit in FGC. Like, so
But
it's
what
like
matters
legit.
is like who put that there, right?
Some moderator.
Okay.
Dream
Well,
King
okay.
23. I mean,
So
that's
some
like
moderator,
most fraudulent game.
makes a poll, and Melee, even if Melee gets number one, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Obviously, it's
Does that
it's
mean
just
anything
an unofficial. It's an unofficial straw poll, right? But I feel like it can't hurt to take the 30 seconds to vote.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the message isn't that, if we win this, we're back at Evo for sure. That definitely shouldn't be the message. It's just
Right.
like, if you can't spend 30 seconds turning off ad block and making an Event Hubs account, then we need to be doing these little things to help us get back into Evo and keep the momentum we've had.
Like, let's be honest. Who wants to spend another $100,000 this year?
Not
us.
us. No, and I think honestly, we shouldn't have to. That's. I mean, we saw what Melee at. Yeah, we saw what Melee at Evo did. We saw what Melee brought to Evo, and I think we should be a shoo-in. But I really think that Nintendo thing is the only thing keeping it from being a complete lock.
Well,
Right.
I mean,
Well,
if you're paying attention to like the traditional road to Evo events, a lot of them are already asking questions. Like UFGT, who's run by Keats in the Midwest, asking how do events run and things. And this is a guy who said previously in the past he doesn't want anything to do with Smash. So there's definitely
he emailed me asking for a couple Smash liaisons in Chicago over there. So it's definitely, is it Kates or Keats? Keats. Okay. Yeah, the Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament main TO. It's out in Chicago. I think it's Memorial Day weekend next year.
Also one of the guys behind Dive Kick.
Mm-hmm. And
Nice.
there's definitely
really.
Really putting in work in Dive Kick at
he got like 5th or something.
He got
5th.
some insane placing. Did he beat Justin Wong? He beat somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
The Falcon from.
Yeah, I know. Really?
Yeah.
What did he beat him in?
Dive Kick.
Oh, really, dude? That guy.
Dude, have you played it, Bobby?
Yeah, once or twice.
Sick with it.
Yeah.
Sick with it.
Kamikaze, S2J vs Dark Rain is something everybody wants to see, but unfortunately, they're just not going to.
Dark Rain has.
They're not going to be at the same
retreated into the
tournaments
dark.
very, very often, if at all.
GG.
Evo is actually the only tournament ever in which they've been in the same, at the same tournament.
Huh.
Okay, so John's got the poll up. We are at 1,650 votes, and number one's at 1,900. Take what you will from that. It's just a straw poll. Take 30 seconds and vote.
So,
what
do you
else?
want to say anything about that, or do you want to move to one of our miscellaneous topics?
I think
the best of 5 thing was already covered, but there's the other one.
Yeah, the other one's really interesting. I saw Hugo make a thread in the SoCal Melee group, and there was already discussion at Kings of Cali. Like, Arian pulled me aside and was like, "Have you ever dealt with this?" I'm sure he did the same with you, and I was like,
he didn't talk to me about it actually.
Yeah, I was like, "You got me." I honestly have not dealt with this, and I don't know what to say. But the issue is there's a few different disc versions of Melee. There's 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2, and Yeah, and each version kind of has these different quirks about them, and two characters who are affected quite quite a lot by them, according to their respective mains, are Samus and Pikachu. So at Kings of Cali, we had a situation where
No,
Hugs
it's not the Pikachu.
wasn't Pikachu.
It's because
Yep.
Axis wants to play Young Link.
Sorry, I assumed since Axe was bugging people about it so much that it was Pikachu.
No.
So it's the
There's
young.
there's a
It's
hook
all
shot
lame
recovery
characters, right? It's like Zelda gets a buff, Bowser gets a buff, like all these ridiculous characters.
Yeah,
Why are we
so-
talking about this again?
Well, at Kings of Cali, we had a situation which was kind of funny looking, where Hugs was kind of basically taking a disc around to all the setups that he was playing at in terms of the tournament bracket. And
Yo,
we-
Ryan.
I don't
Is
think
it, though?
Samus. I don't
Is
think it
it,
really
Ryan?
matters much for Samus mains.
Something
Yeah,
with the
I
up
mean,
B.
Can't DI
You can
can't
smash
DI?
DI out of their up B, but like
Something with the up B.
it's so hard to get out of that. Just anyway.
Well, but
I
it's
don't know.
harder in Gen 1.0.
I guess that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's
so-
prime.
so
it's like
it's-
half of a percent of damage that you're gaining by carrying this disc around.
It's not, but it's not just that. But if you can get out of it, then you have a longer window to punish Samus, I guess.
Right. So
But it's mostly because of this fact that in 1.2 they introduced a change where you can smash DI out of 1% and lower moves, and in 1.0 and 1.1 you can't do that. So things like Samus's up B, Zelda's forward smash, Zelda's up smash, Pichu's forward smash, those are easier to get out of in 1.2 by smash DI than in 1.0, especially like Zelda's forward smash. I swear, like that never hits. I never get the good hit on good players that are actually trying in 1.2. All you just do like this on the controller, and you just end up in front of Zelda.
yeah, you like smash DI down, is it?
I mean, just smash DI in or whatever.
In, down,
do anything.
one of
Do
those
anything.
two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a situation where Hugs is just carrying around this disc everywhere, and luckily for him, I believe Fiction and Shroomed both agreed. They're like, yeah, whatever, we'll go with 1.0. But that was not the case with Axe when he played Fly. I believe that was the set where there was a dispute. And do you know what the ruling was on that? I didn't pay
believe
attention.
what happened was they left it up to Fly, and Fly declined.
Okay.
So they played on 1.2.
Right. And
Sounds reasonable to me.
And there's this question of if we have somebody who wants 1.0 and someone who wants 1.2, what is the standard
1.2.
process for that?
1.2. I think that's so
But
obvious.
That-
Like, because no gaming community in the world plays on a previous patch, and like the vast majority, like logistically, the vast majority of the games are 1.2. Like I understand that it might be more fair, it might be a better game in 1.0, but like that's not what ultimately matters.
Well, just for the sake of argument, let's say
Sure.
like it turned out that half the copies at a tournament was 1.0 and another half was 1.2. Does that change your argument in some way?
I would say not necessarily like at the tournament, but if in circulation, right, within the community, within any reasonable sample size, there were more copies of 1.0, then I think that would be a legitimate conversation to have.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so what I've looked up is so I know PAL came out after 1.2, and it includes
Correct.
all the changes of 1.2. And PAL was released in May of 2002, which means that I don't know exactly when 1.2 came out, but it must have been before or around May of 2002, which would seem to indicate to me that the great majority of discs in circulation now must be 1.2.
Yeah,
Correct.
I
So-
think that's absolutely accurate.
Yeah, so I mean, even just the logistical set of thing, I would say 1.2 has to be the standard. But I do
Yeah.
think that if somebody wants to play on 1.0, they can ask the opponent if they're cool with that, and TOs should try to keep track of at least one 1.0 copy and just know where that station is in case that is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little thing to write down. Oh, station 3 is 1.0. Okay, so that's all you have to do. I don't think it's that much to ask of TOs to accommodate that. Yeah.
So there's
Wait, how are they supposed to know? I mean, like random people bring discs,
Well,
they
you
don't
can-
even know what version they have.
You can
You
look
want me
at
to
the
check
disc.
every version? No,
You can
man,
look at
come
the
on.
disc
That's
itself.
asking too much from the TO.
You can look at the disc itself. You just hold up the disc, and it says like DOL-0 or whatever it is.
All right, so next tournament, I'm going to ask you which setups are not 1.2. Does that sound fun? I'm asking a serious question here. I think that sounds like the lamest thing for me to ask you to do as a TO. If I were you and I was a TO, I would say you can go screw yourself, pal. You
Well-
look at every disc.
well-
You report back to me what discs are not 1.2.
It is. I agree. It's kind of it is tedious, and I definitely would not want to deal with it. But the problem does exist, and like brushing it under the rug is not really the option that we should be looking at.
Well, no, I'm not saying brush under the rug. I mean, I think there's two different possibilities, right? Either there are a bunch of TVs and they have discs and nobody really knows about it, and then you just play on whatever setup you're assigned to, and like we just deal with the fact that sometimes it's not going to work. Or we say the standard is 1.2, and then if somebody has a problem with it not being 1.2, you say, hey, I have a problem with this. I want to make sure this disc is 1.2. I feel like that is a legitimate way to deal with this that doesn't make zero sense.
The thing is, it just feels weird to me that your success in the tournament for these players can be determined by just randomly what setup you happen to get.
Yeah.
You know,
I have a
that's-
problem with that too, but like that's one legitimate option. I think it's the worst one, but I would think that that's like acceptable.
Uh-huh.
And like to move discs around and to like, you know, carry a disc with you, like I understand that if the other person doesn't have a problem with it, but like as a TO, I would completely agree with the ruling that like if the person that you're trying to impose this disc on has a slight problem with it, then you should be able to say no fucking way, this is ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
I would lean towards that as well.
Now, here's the other thing.
Mhm.
Let's suppose that you have somebody that wants to play on 1.2 that gets put on a 1.0 setup
Exactly.
against other players.
Exactly.
And they request to play 1.2. What do you think, Bobby?
I think that if it's not in the rules, then and I assigned you to that TV, like just play on 1.0, like everybody else had to do it. I think the big problem is consistency. Like if it's in the rules, then you can call the rules. If it's not in the rules, then I mean every other person who was called to that setup had to play on that setup. And then at that,
I mean,
like
sure, but what should have they? I mean, now that we have the option to,
right?
you know, you're talking about the ruling at KOC 3. Okay, that's
Right.
different. We're talking about like in the next tournament.
Yeah.
Where we have a chance to do something about it and put
Then
it.
I would absolutely say that anybody who wants to play on a 1.2 disc can play on a 1.2 disc. Period.
Okay, so if you get to your setup and you're playing a Zelda, right, and you go and open up the GameCube and see, DOL-000 or whatever it is, you can go to the TO and say, put me on another station because this is 1.0 and I want to play 1.0.
Well, you don't necessarily. Yes, the answer is yes. Corollary: you don't necessarily have to go to the TO because as soon as it's in the rules, you just say, "Hey, it's in the rules. I don't have to play on 1.2. I'm not going to do it." Then they can go to the TO.
Yeah, sure. But is that? Do you think that's the best rule that we can make about this situation?
I think that is a good rule. And second, I think that you should have to call it before the set starts. Like maybe if they pick their character and you see a Zelda, then you can say, "Let me check this disc copy." But like, I think that it's absurd if you lose game one and then you're like, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah. I mean, as soon as it says go, on match one, I think
It's too
you're
late.
locked in,
Yeah, it's
Now-
too late.
now,
For
is
bigger
there-
problems. Like if we as a group legitimately think that like it sucks that you banned the wrong thing and you didn't have enough information, like that's a bigger problem than like discs. So
Yeah.
like if we don't accommodate that person to let you change your ban because you didn't know, then like you don't get to change discs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is there a chance? So we have similar situations where only one person can get their, preference, such as a controller port, and there's something called neutral port selections or whatever. It's this clause buried within a wall of text in every tournament thread.
Wasn't it rock,
Yeah.
paper, scissors?
Or neutral stage start. I know on certain stages there's there's tricky situations where if you're a third player or something, you get a massive starting
don't ever
position
start
advantage.
under a fox on fucking Pokemon
Stadium. Exactly. You're forced to shield or roll.
Dude, I always
ridiculous.
buff for a roll. You can't do anything else.
Yeah. How ridiculous is it that you have to shield or roll or you get hit? On certain port setups on Stadium, and I'm sure it exists on other stages too. So there's definitely like neutral port starts, and what if we have like neutral disc? So like you can counter pick a character and then you can change the disc version too. Is that that's too much, right?
Counter pick a port and then loser bans version, winner bans port, loser.
You get your dude, that should be a side event. Hugs versus Axe, or no, they obviously choose 1.0, but
yeah,
I think you draw the line somewhere, and for me, I think just considering the logistic part of things and the fact that it's the latest version, I think 1.2 has to be by default.
Yeah.
The tiebreaker if both people.
I even have a problem. I was just thinking about this. I would even have a problem if Hugs wants to play Axe and they both want 1.0. Like, and if I call your match, you cannot walk around and open up GameCubes to find which disc is 1.0. You sit down at the TV and play your set, or else you're both getting.
If you have
losing.
Or
if you have a disc on hand.
Yeah, you just have the disc and you just carry it around like Hugs did at Kings of Cali.
That's fine, but I want the setup to be working after you're done too. It's not like you just turn the cube and walk away.
Yeah, it's dangerous moving discs around. That's how shit gets lost in a hurry.
Anyway, I have an 8:30 dinner. I gotta get moving, man. Do you guys want to continue without me or?
Well,
I'm okay with wrapping it up.
We're close to done.
Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think.
So what are we looking? We're looking forward to Apex. So we're gonna have one more show before Apex.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that. If nobody objects, I'd like to bring on Gimmer and then Arian. I think those two people are two very relevant figures in this community to have on the show for like the year in review.
Sick, I love it.
And assuming nothing major happens between now and January 2nd, I think you dedicate like half of that show to just a year in review, look at things. I'll hopefully have my Melee year in review article done. And we can talk about that. And Arian's doing this forecast. He's doing a 2014 forecast. And I don't want to steal his thunder, but I think that's going to be pretty exciting to look at. Just writing down some of the locks for like big tournaments. I think 2014 is easily going to be the biggest.
It's going to be
the biggest year of Melee ever. I don't even think it's going to be close.
Start saving now.
Yeah, start saving those vacation days. Assuming this MLG
Christmas
thing
money?
hands out with the qualifiers.
I have to decide if I'm actually going to go to Evo or not, though. I have to. Or
Evo.
Apex.
What?
Apex.
Okay.
Apex.
I was about to say. So.
Haven't made that decision yet, but we'll see.
I mean, Apex. It's had its fair share of problems in the past, but
it's one of the biggest events of the year. I mean, you gotta go. I'm going, man.
Super Bowl of Smash, as Reddit calls it. And was that you, Prague?
Yeah.
I don't
but
know.
I want to play. The thing that I'm sad about that's like.
Did you call Apex the Super Bowl of Smash? I don't know if I agree with that.
I didn't call it that.
Okay, some Reddit moderator called it that, and it's on the front
do that.
of Reddit. Anyway,
the thing that like is actually kind of seriously swaying my decision is like I actually really want to play PM, and the tournament is capped.
Right.
So,
honestly,
anybody wants to give up their spot?
You could
just talk to D. Just tweet D1. Oh wait.
To a good cause if you want to give Sheridan your PM spot. That's really unfortunate. The caps. So PM is clearly getting. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if PM got more than Brawl at this one if there were no cap.
Do you guys want to wrap up without me? I have to leave like right this second. I'm leaving.
I got a phone call real quick.
All right, I guess we're gonna be.
That's our show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you guys. Thanks to the new subs. We had wait, let me think. We had
K. The barbecue shit.
Is he kidding me?
6 polar as well.
Give me single.
And we also had
actually give me double.
Come back. Can somebody kick Sheridan out of chat? This is
big double.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will catch you on January 2nd, which is in 2 Thursdays. happy holidays, and you know where to chat with us. We'll be on Reddit, be on Twitter, etc.
And
All
before
right.
you guys go, remember if you want some more of that Super Smash Bros. Action, in the chat I just linked a YouTube video where Smash was featured on MLG's esports report this evening, featuring Solid Jake and some highlights from Kings of Cali 3. And also this Saturday, if you guys want to tune in to MLG.tv, we will have another thingamabob, a marathon of the Smash documentary hosted by
Yeah.
Solid Jake and
Looking
myself.
forward to
So
that.
tune in.
Mm-hmm.
And did we mention just the blurb that Smash got on their esports review
Yeah,
on
you just
MLG?
linked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just linked it. Timestamp is 12 minutes.
It's one of 12
Check
and one
it
of
out.
like 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
no, you
nice.
can start at 12 minutes. It'll be all right. Peace, guys.
Happy